fishers of men. So, how well do you do? That's the question this morning. How do we become good fishers of men? Good fishing buddies with Jesus Christ. So let's look at today's passage that we just read. There is Andrew, Philip, and they first met Jesus, how they did. And so we can have some examples, and we can learn to be good fishing buddies with Jesus. So this morning I'm going to talk about how to fish. So I'm not a good fisherman, and there are some fishermen in our midst, right? You know all about how to fish, no?
Cats.
Huh?
Cats.
Cats. You know how to fish? I mean, fishing? Oh, yeah? I love to eat fish, but I don't know nothing about fishing. But where do you go for fishing? Just common sense. Where do you go for fishing? Water. Just water. Where there is a lots of fish. Is that enough? Is that enough? No. Yeah. Where the fish bite, right? It doesn't matter how many fish you have, if they don't bite your bait, then you can sit there all day long, get nothing, right? So that's why it's what is the bait that we can use as a fishers of men? What is the bait? It's a relationship, relationship and a friendship, acquaintance, and knowing somebody. That's why Andrew went to who? His brother, his own family. And he had a good relationship with his brother, I can bet, because if anybody know, if you don't have a good relationship with your brother, he ain't going to hear you out, right? Yeah? I don't trust him, I look him down or whatever, but that when Andrew went to Simon Peter just came to see Jesus. That tells us that they had a good relationship. That tells us that they've been kind of dialoguing about the Messiah, and they've been questing, they've been on a spiritual questing, So that's what we needed to do in order for us to be a good fishers of men, good fishing buddies with Jesus. And you go, oh boy, what am I gonna do? Oh boy, you go around you, and you have been doing very well. Your mom and dads are here, your mom and daughters are here, cousins are here. When I remember Margaret Raymond, when she was in outreach, and she go, every Sunday, Pastor, I have one person that I want to bring to this church, and she's so good, she's my co-worker, and she's good, and every Sunday she prays, and there is no idea. And she says, oh, don't worry, she's going to come. I know, God has sent me there, and I went for fishing, and she went with Jesus, and a year later, she showed up with the whole of her family, That was a great success and that's how you become good fishing buddy with Jesus. I know like Dorothy, she's got her kids here, too big. And Josie, she's been praying for her daughter forever, and went out for fishing to get her daughter here in church. I mean, there are so many of you been fishing around. And, I admire parents. Parents, you struggle with infants or teenagers or toddlers and get them ready to bring them to church. They're not necessarily cooperating with you Sunday morning. I know the first hand, my grandson, my daughter get ready for the church and clean him up and fed him and everything, and she get ready, yeah. And the time she came out and he pooped, and you have to change his diaper again, you have to clean him again, and then because he pooped, he's hungry, so he's crying. So, all that. And I know Michelle, she's not here today. She grabs 3 kids. Everybody, every one of you, bring your children to church, and you being good fishing buddies with Jesus. You being good fishers of men. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, when you brought some people, you caught some fish, and what do you do? What do you do? Play them and eat them? What do you do? When you go fishing, what do? You keep silent and sit still and just waiting to catch? Because fish don't understand what you're saying, right? So you better not talk. But fishers of men gotta talk. Talk about what? About what? Jesus. Because fishers of men has a right to brag about Jesus. Yes, we have a right to brag about Jesus. Jesus do not PR himself. Have you seen Jesus PR himself in the Bible? No. We are designated, we are preordained to PR him. Throughout our lives, what our Lord has done. How he gave us strength, how he helped us to overcome trials and tribulations in our lives. And that's what disciples did, that's what Andrew did, that they brag about what Jesus did, what the good news is all about. I really enjoyed yesterday's Rummage sale, and we made about over $1,000. And before I forget, let's give Kathy Collins big hand. Yeah. And I was never hungry before during the Rummage sale, but yesterday I was so hungry, and I noticed nakamas, they made the sandwiches and this and that. Oh, it was so good. And because I was hungry, I could recognize that. And then people, you come, even though you don't have anything to buy, you look around and talk with the people. We are inviting community, come and see, right? So, you guys came out and talked to people who were shopping, and then I was so glad to hear. And our Hastings said, "Oh, come and see us tomorrow." They go, "Oh, do you have another Rummage sale?" No. Sunday service, 9 o'clock, and Aline was telling, "Oh, come and join us." I was so happy to hear that because I've been preparing this message, so my ears open to hear who's gonna say those magic words, "Come and see us." So they did very good, and